Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'll be introducing my work, Maestro of Memories. Music isn't important. It's a useless subject designed for lazy, dense individuals who couldn't make it in the academically important areas like science or maths. Or is it? Music connects us on a level not only physical but emotional and spiritual. Rooted deep in our bones and in our subconscious, music is further entwined into our everyday lives than first recognisable. It is all around us celebrations, adverts, protests, in moments of happiness and sadness. Music has the ability to evoke deep nostalgic memories hidden in the depth of an individual's mind, causing them to reminisce on past events and occurrences. The musician community is constantly degraded by members of the public who believe that music requires no intellect and no form of critical thinking. However, it could be claimed that music is more ingenious in a way that traditionally academic subjects aren't, making it more important in our everyday lives than one would think. Master of Memories is a deep look into the music that shapes people's lives and their memories. The music that defined one moment of an individual's life and the feelings that surround it. Individuals tell the stories of a time in their life highlighted by a musical moment, what they remember about the situation, and what the moment meant to them. Bringing together members of the music community, it will showcase the far-reaching properties of music that stretches across celebrations, occasions, emotions, and sentiments. Empowering musicians by seeing the extensive reach of their work and proving skeptics wrong. Master of Memories showcases the importance of music to both individuals and communities. This performance aims to convey the value of having music in our lives as well as how much it is already integrated within our everyday living to doubters. Engaging with community and our participants. Participants will be found through social media as well as connections that I have made through my involvement in the music community. Any individual with a love of music will be eligible to take part in the process, which will remain completely anonymous. I will be providing information in the form of a letter to the individuals about the task being undertaken and any privacy issues to ensure that I am being transparent with everything that I would like to undertake with this project. This is an important aspect that I must express as I wish to use audio recordings of the participants in the real-time performance. Participants will be interviewed utilising a standard set of questions that I have written to be open-ended, designed for the interviewee to elaborate upon creating fluidity. More about the organisation and the process that I will undertake for this task. Musicians will be surveyed anonymously through a survey shared on social media and asked to give responses based off the criticism they have received during their career. These responses will then be collected in order to create a soundscape for the performance. Prospective individuals selected to cross genders and generations will be approached and asked to interview. Individuals will be asked about a memorable moment in their life that was either defined by the music played or resonated through the music. These interviews will have the audio recorded for later use in the finished performance. Information from these recordings will then be collated and workshopped with actors. The aim for these workshops will be to reenact the scene being described by the individual in a way that is sympathetic to their feelings that were felt in that moment. In these workshops, we will recreate the heartfelt musical memories being described in a detailed and authentic way that sees the actors act like the individuals involved in the memory, taking on their personas and characteristics. Actors will listen to the music associated with the memory multiple times and take note of the way the music makes them feel in these moments. Performers will also listen to the music in an open space and see how it compels them to move. It is through these experiences as well as the audio descriptions that the performers should gain a sense of what was being felt by the individual in that moment. So, in regards to risks and limitations, there are a lot of forces going against the initial planned structure of this performance due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. With this constantly lingering around threatening a live performance opportunity, I have taken into consideration that this performance may have to move online into a video format, meaning that I will have to factor into the budget for a videographer and sound producer. Taking this into account for the preparation of the project, it may mean that the audio interviews are conducted over Zoom instead of face-to-face. As well as this, there may be a need to find actors from the same household to ensure rehearsals and performances. Further to this, we may be unable to complete the performance altogether if a lockdown remains in place. Along with these COVID-19 restrictions, there is also still the need to take into account that individuals may not want to participate, meaning the performance as a whole may flop. Seeing as this performance is created out of responses from the public, it will be hard to create a performance if there is no information to initiate it. So now the all-important question of money. The budgeting for this performance reflects the need for a contingency plan in case lockdown restrictions have not lifted in time for a live performance. Special considerations have been taken into account for this situation, and I have had to budget for further utilities. This is on top of the budgeting already required for a non-COVID impacted scenario. So on the screen at the moment you can see the bare bones budgeting. This is all without the impacts of COVID-19. So as you can see, we've got the costs for a lighting technician, actors and hall hire and the music licensing, all that would be part of the normal live performance. The other things that would be involved if the lockdown remained and the COVID contingency plan had to go ahead. The form that this will take. The final form of this performance will be one that encompasses the audio recordings, movements developed, and the original music. Coming together in a culmination of all these elements, the audience will first sit in darkness as they listen to the soundscape of insults that musicians hear all the time. This soundscape will then morph into musicians stating what music means to them. Following this, the audio for the first interview will begin to play. This will allow audience members to construct both a physical image in their mind as well as an emotional landscape, preempting what they are about to view. The audience will not be informed of the song until it begins to play and the scene begins to be performed. It is my hope through this added dimension of secrecy that audience members may be left confused by some of the song descriptions versus the actual song being played. These moments will highlight the differences in an individual's interpretation of songs, exemplifying the uniqueness in every person's taste. Not one person will perceive or analyse a song the same as the next. Moving on from the audio description, the audience will be left in darkness and silence for a few moments, mulling over what they have just heard, preparing themselves for what might be presented in front of them next. The piece of music that sparked the moment will begin to play as the lights are slowly brought up upon the actors already situated in the scene. To allow for easy character transformation, actors will wear theatre blacks and make their character apparent through gestures and mannerisms. Repeating this interview process about 4 times, the performance will come to a final halt with a blackout and the soundscape of the musicians stating what music means to them repeating. It is my hope that this will be a performance that celebrates music and the people who create it. It should be a performance that commands the attention of skeptics, causing them to question their preconceived ideas and hopefully altering them for the better. Master of Memories is to be an endearing performance that brings the music community and members of the public closer together.